I remember a story my dad told me when I was pretty young. He was crawling through a very tight space underneath our house to fix something, and when all of a sudden he describes that he felt something crawl up his pants leg. The crawl space that he was in was very tight and impossible to sit up. He couldn't move quickly, so he reaches down and he grabs what must be its head and inches back out from under the house. Now, I might have learned the fear of snakes on my own, but this story gave it volumes of momentum for me. Just let me say that. What are you afraid of? You know, extreme emotions are alerts calling us to become aware. Something is going on that needs explored. And so we want to gain more knowledge and understanding of ourselves as we talk and as we think. The fundamental and spiritual principle in helping ourselves become more aware, as I mentioned last time, is self-awareness and self-care. So getting our story straight, self-awareness, asking questions like, what happened to you and why did it happen and where are you now and where are you going? Your story must be well articulated, very clear with no important details missing. That's self-awareness. And then number two, what do you do about it? What emotion do you feel that you have not faced? Maybe it's fear or anxiety or anger or hurt. When you don't face the emotion head on, you tend to run, you tend to hide, the whole fight, flee, or freeze syndrome. See, people with unexplained, unexamined issues will not only continue to feel that emotion, but the feelings can turn into maladaptive forms, which would lead to undesired results. And in other words, the emotion can be felt about the emotion. People can become fearful about fear, or they can become anxious about being anxious. And so the emotion can be felt for longer periods of time. And when a person feels an emotion for a long period, a long time, their behavior is often erratic or undesired, maladaptive. Let's say you're afraid of facing your spouse when in conflict. If your past experience tells you that you're weak or that you're a pushover, you might think that you can't win. And so you might tend to give up early in the process. And what you might or what you may be thinking, but maybe won't say is, well, okay, I'll just keep quiet, not speak up, let my spouse roll all over me, and when they do, just isolate myself in the bedroom and turn on the TV and take a six-pack or a bottle of wine and just really try hard to cover up my feelings. And over time, if you don't explore with appropriate questions, a person might be content to allow the same emotion to be felt over a long period of time, resulting in behavior that's not preferred. Instead, we need to investigate what's really going on by asking questions like, why do I stay quiet? Why am I afraid to speak up? What's my story? Why do I do what I do? And then you challenge yourself to face the issues head on in a sizable, doable approach. So get your story straight, number one. And number two, Expose yourself gradually, voluntarily to the things that you're afraid of. And then practice these two principles over again and again. Talking, speaking can really help us think. Often a person speaking may not be very clear about what they think or what they value or what they believe. Their thoughts have not been examined very well, and so sometimes speaking is a way to experiment with words to try to convey meaning and clarity of understanding. Listeners, therefore, need to be patient and allow speakers to explore their choice of words and their ideas. As you conclude this week's lesson, follow the instructions for the 3-minute monologue exercise, and once you have completed, write down your experiences.